Good morning. We review now. Go back to www.falselab.com/certificate. Okay, then you click this full screen version. Now let's apply a switch in a circuit. So this is a complete circuit. So let's try to remove other elements. Use a purely resistive circuit. Okay, so this is the switch. So how do we use the switch? So a switch is a device that can disconnect or cut off current in a circuit. Okay, so the question is, how are you going to apply the switch? Will it be in series or will it be in parallel? So it only requires one line, no? One line, the circuit, no, in order to cut off its current. Okay, so therefore we need to place it in series. So this is inserting the switch in series connection. Okay, so we're going to turn off the switch so there will be no current flowing. We're going to turn on the switch so there will be current. Okay, so there are also switches that are uh, double, no, or double pole. In this case, we're using a single pole switch. So if we're going to duplicate this one, okay, and place it here below. Okay, and placing the original one above. Okay, so this is an example of application of double pole switch. So you have two poles, no? Assuming that these poles will be turned off and turned on at the same time. So let's turn on. Okay, so there will be current flow. Okay, if either of the switch is off or cut off or turned off, so automatically the circuit there will be no current, no, flowing. Okay, so what will happen if you're going to apply switch in parallel? Okay, so let's duplicate this one. Okay, then let's rotate. Okay, and let's remove the two switches. So this time, okay, so we're going to place this in parallel connection with the source. So we're gonna add a wire by right clicking the window, okay, and choose add wire. And let's try to drag, click drag, select drag rather, and you try to extend. Okay, then add wire. Okay, so if you're going to notice, the current is already flowing. Okay, because we did not cut off the lines, either the first line or the second line. However, if we're going to turn on the switch or close the switch, what will happen is there is voltage source or wire loop with no resistance, because approximately a switch has no resistance. So if you're going to insert it in series, so there will be no effect, almost no effect in the circuit, because it has almost zero resistance. However, if it is parallel, then this is a very dangerous scenario, because going back to Ohm's law, okay, so Ohm's law's equation is for the current is I is equal to voltage divided by the resistance. Okay, so if we're going to solve for the current supposedly here is, let us say the voltage is 5 volts divided by 0, so that is a very large number. Okay, so that's why this scenario it will explode. Okay, so let us say 5 volts divided by 0, and that is actually infinity or very large number. So you have an infinite current that is producing, and that is very dangerous. So lesson learned, never short circuit. No, this is also known as the short circuit. Never short circuit your source. No, the supply, the battery source, okay, or the 220 volt source or any voltage source for this matter is never uh, short circuit the terminals. Okay, so what is meant by short circuit is actually putting wires or switches across the positive and the negative terminal of the battery with almost zero resistance. Okay, or zero resistance or almost zero. Okay, so it will explode it will damage the circuit. Okay, so seemingly if I'm going to replace this with a short circuit wire, so let's add wire. Okay, it's the same thing. No, you're gonna produce infinite current or a very large current. Okay, so this is just a review for how to apply switch and the effect of putting it in parallel, which generates a short circuit. Okay, as well as if you're going to add wire, it will also add wire across the positive and the negative terminal of the source. Okay, or across the source, it will also explode the circuit, no, producing a very large current. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.